I was reading the instruction manual or the user manual for the bike, and I discovered something pretty interesting. The adaptive cruise control, which, as you know, uses a front radar. So like if one of these cars gets in front of me, it's going to see that car and it's going to adapt the speed that I'm going. And then if that car gets out of the way, it's going to speed up again. What I didn't realize was that, I'm hoping that I explained this right. When you are changing lanes, let's say, and they call it overtaking, you've got somebody in front of you and you want to overtake. If you are in America or in the West, the IMU understands that it is legal to overtake or pass, if that's what you would call it, on the left side, going to the left. So if in the West, if I hit my turn signal, if I've got adaptive cruise control, and say this truck starts slowing down, and I want to overtake, and I turn on my left blinker, then it acknowledges the fact that it's legal in the West to overtake on the left side, and it will automatically start speeding up, even if I haven't gotten out of this lane, out from behind this truck. So we're going 80, truck's going about 75. It should start slowing down right now. There it is. Gotta let it slow down a lot. I want to feel this. Okay, got my blinker on. It's speeding up. Oh my God. That's brilliant. Oh man. Okay, so it sped up while I was still behind the truck. That's fascinating. So it just expects you know what you want, and it's going to deliver. Mom, to answer your query, bike says right now that I'm getting at 80 miles per hour, cruise control set on touring mode, which is probably the most relaxed engine demand, or at least throttle input wise, so probably doesn't make a difference, but I am getting 40 miles per gallon. Don't know how accurate that is, but that's what the computer says. It's bouncing anywhere between 39 and 41. Okay, here we go. We'll do it again. Left, we're clear. Left blinker. Oh, it won't let me do it. Oh, it started to. That's very cool. So it started to accelerate, and then when I didn't get out from behind the car, it stopped. It canceled it basically. And then when I changed lanes, then it worked. That's really cool. So you could hit your blinker to overtake, and then somebody's coming up behind you, and you got to stop or you got to delay it. It'll cancel it for you. Ducati, you're amazing. I don't know if other bikes have that. I know that the Tracer 9 GT and GT Plus, I don't think that's I think that's a UK only bike. But the GT in the United States, GT Plus, I think both of those Tracers have, I know they have adaptive cruise control. I just don't know to what extent the feature, does it have overtake? Does it have variable distances that you can follow? I would imagine it probably does. I don't know. It's an exciting time for motorcycles. Between like Honda and Yamaha with the Tracer, Honda with the NC 750X or whatever, the automatic motorcycle, Honda Rebel automatic, DCT, dual clutch transmission, and the Ducati, especially Ducati with the Multistrada line. They are really making leaps and bounds in the technology for the bike. It's kind of cool. kind of fascinated to see what the Multistrada and the Tracer 9 and the Hondas and I don't know what HD's got. I know their Road Glide's got a lot of features, but I don't know to what extent the rider aids and the assisted aids and safety stuff. I don't know what it all has. I need to do some research on that bike, but that's like the pinnacle of HD bikes. It'll be exciting to see what they do in the next 10 years or so. My fellow riders, a friendly PSA. Please ride defensively. Ride defensively, but don't be defensive. And what I mean by that is you know, as I mentioned before, I watch a lot of Dan the Fireman videos. And I also watch Moto V-Stars. Now, Moto V-Stars post videos of near misses and close calls on motorcycle accidents. Typically, every single video is a motorcycle accident of some type. And again and again and again, and Dan the Fireman does commentary on those videos. And he provides a lot of helpful safety advice, a lot of motorcycle riding tips, what I would really consider fundamental riding practices, you know, just best practices in general. And the one thing that I noticed in all these videos, and I've watched probably thousands of hours at this point of Dan the Fireman, and these videos are very similar. It all involves usually one or two things. There are some few exceptions where it's just a crazy act of God situation. A deer runs out in front of somebody. They're not even speeding. They're going, you know, regular speed, and a deer comes out and they hit that deer, and it is what it is. You can't avoid those situations, just like you can't really avoid those situations in a car. So the only difference is that a motorcycle, you know, you hit a deer and you're more than likely going to lose control of the bike. But besides, exceptions aside, the majority of the videos that I see are people speeding, or they're going too fast for their situation. So it could be too fast for the amount of traffic that they're in, lane splitting too fast, or just going too fast and losing control, or going wide in a turn and they target fixate or something, and then they run off the road. Things like that, all 100% avoidable by the rider itself. The one thing so riding defensively is just simply being patient, paying attention to your surroundings, paying attention to what's going on, keeping your head on a swivel, as we like to say in the military, and just being alert, never being in white zone, always being what Dan the Fireman calls the yellow zone and orange zone. Red zone is because you have to take action immediately. There's a pressing danger, and so you have to do something, or you're going to die, or have an accident or something. If you don't act, then something bad is going to happen. That's red zone. But we always want to be a state of yellow or orange, and yellow is just simply being calm, cool, relaxed. You're enjoying your ride, but you're paying attention to your surroundings. You're not letting anything affect your judgment. You're certainly not drinking or anything like that, or riding impaired. And then the orange zone is like right now. I'm getting off the highway, and I'm coming up to this stop sign. So what I'm going to slowly start to enter in is orange zone, because now I'm at an intersection. This is an intersection, and I'm going to be dealing with cross traffic of some sort. Clear left, clear right. I got a car coming, but I'm okay. I'll get behind this truck, and as I'm going to look in my rearview mirror to see how close this car got to me. Not a big deal at all. Didn't even get close. If you always keep in mind that you're invisible and that nobody can see you, then when somebody cuts you off, you got to be a little bit more lenient with them, and you're not going to be so pissed off. And really, in my opinion, being pissed off is not a place for being on a motorcycle. And I admit, I get pissed off too. It happens all the time. I'm not going to fight my emotions. I'm going to acknowledge my emotions, but I'm going to try to do my best to make clear, rational decisions in the midst of that anger or that frustration. But if you just pretend that you are invisible, then when somebody cuts you off, or somebody changes lanes in front of you, or somebody passes in front of you, like in an intersection or something, you're not going to be so upset. It happens to me usually every ride, and I just brush it off. Whatever, it is what it is. It's not their fault. They didn't see me. Big deal. Is it totally worth it for me to get bent out of shape and pissed off? You run up next to them, look, point at them, flip them off, rev bomb, just be a complete asshole about it, and giving us motorcyclists a bad name. All of you guys that are watching this giving you a bad name because I'm acting like a complete asshole. No, it's not. Now, I understand a lot of people that do that on YouTube are doing it for the clicks. They, it's in their thumbnail. They got the thumbnail of them punching somebody's mirror and shattering it because they were pissed off. I get it. It's for the clicks. Don't be like those people. Don't watch their videos. It's just bad. It's bad stuff. And I've seen some really crazy chases result from something happening, and then the motorcyclist gets bent out of shape. He starts chasing the person, pisses them off, and then next thing you know, that person who is riding around in a 2,000, 3,000 pound vehicle is now chasing you down, or chasing the rider down, who's vulnerable, open to the elements, open to being completely smashed. Is being chased by this vehicle. It's just not smart. It's not a good idea. Just keep your head and enjoy your ride. You ride a motorcycle because you like it. You don't ride a motorcycle to find the people that are going to cut you off and you can be an asshole to. Right? I mean, why do you ride a bike? You ride a bike because it's fun. You enjoy it. You ride it because of this. It's open and you can see out, and there's no window columns and glass in between you and the world. You're just fully out there and exposed to enjoy it all. That's why we ride. Oh man, the 4th of July is coming up. We got the firework tent coming out. People selling fireworks. I'm the type of person that doesn't like surprises. I like to kind of know my surroundings, know my situation, know what's going to happen in advance. And that's even more so when I get on a motorcycle. I want to have all the information available to me that I could possibly have. And they always say when it comes to training, you, in an emergency situation, you default to your lowest level training. So the things that you practice again and again and again are the things that you will do in an emergency situation. So, for example, if you don't practice progressive braking, or you don't practice throttle control in turns, or you don't practice, how to swerve or around an object or brake very quickly, then when an oh shit moment happens, you're most likely just gonna oh shit. Oh, look at that Humvee. For sale? What? A Humvee for sale? There we go. Where's our... Hey, Roy. Bing, bang, boom. Oh.